Let's begin indeed. Hello people, Sue Jerry speaking. Welcome to Crazy Bunch's web show, episode number 60. And today we'll be doing 5 depth topics along with a topic that I need to discuss on the Crazy Bunch's web show, episode 60. However, there will not be a fun fact of the week topic segment this week, but there will be one in about next week. However, just a little catch here before we begin this 5 depth topics. Tonight at 7:30 p.m. we're going to discuss this Kids' Choice Awards. Coming up, Nickelodeon coming up, which I'm recording this by the way. But anyway, Ray Allen. Okay, we're going to talk about this right now. Anyway, Raphael Julius Frisha Abrasio, that's her birth name by the way, was professionally known as Ray Allen. This was an American actress, stage, film, and television, a director and singer. Wow. And also opened her own drama schools and was an acting coach. Her career spanned about some 70 years and 8 years. Wow. 8 decades. Wow. Okay. Anyway, Ray started her career in Fear in 1941 at the production of Gilbert and Sullivan's, which made her debut in Broadway in 1948. Moving to television and film roles in 1958, making her screen debut in Damn Yankees. Okay. She appeared in numerous guest roles in TV shows, but she was best known for recurring parts in sitcoms such as All in the Family from 1972 to 1973, and The Sopranos. Okay, and her film roles include Elysia O in 1992 and Stargate. Wow, she was born, that name I mentioned before, in Brooklyn, New York City on July 23rd, 1936. To Julia Nee Rico, okay, and a seamstress and hairdresser, and Joseph Abario, okay, an opera singer and coiffeur, okay, whose brother was at in vaudeville. Wow. She trained as a HB studio in New York City's Greenwich Village, okay? She graduated from the American Academy of Drama Arts in 1947. She was married to John M. Allen and divorced and married Pelican Hilbert Harris. Wow. And she got divorced. Wow. Divorced him. Anyway. Fear. Allen won the Tommy Award and Best Fear Actress in the Play for and Miss Rare Drinks of Blue, okay? She has 2 prior Tony nominations, including one for the Best Featured Actress from Damn Yankees in 1955, and for the same category in Traveler Without Luggage in 1967. She appeared in the virtual Broadway production Damn Yankees and the Northeast reporter Gloria, and recreated the role in the film adaptation. Wow. In both of which she introduced the song Shoeless Joe for Hazmat Mo, okay? Film and television. She appeared in such films such as Rigging Over Me and Elysia O, Stargate, and Where's Papa. On television, she appeared on 2 commercial episodes on Seinfeld as an employment counselor, Randor Skrusko, okay, who must deal with George Cosnayer, who tries to get her to approve an extension of benefits by dating her only daughter, who ends up rejecting him. Wow. She also made appearances on television shows such as The Patty Duke Show, Hill Street Blues, All in the Family, Car 54, Where Are You? Okay, anyway. Head of Class, okay, Regiment Steel, The Sopranos, and Grey's Anatomy. She died in her sleep on April 6, 2022, which is early this week. And she was 95 years old in the motion picture television fund retirement community in Los Angeles. My next step topic has to do with this guy I mentioned in FWO. I did mute this my microphone was been going on, but on this episode of FWO, but the thing is, I just mute it accidentally, but that's just me. No, repeat it one more time. Anyway, he was an American actor and payer, okay? He appeared in more than 200 television series, films, and plays in a career spanning over 50 years. Wow. Beginning after his service in the U.S. Army during World War II. He got the first part for shortly thereafter. He played an extra in Naked City in 1948. Excuse me, misspoke. Anyway. He is best known for roles as Leo in the Army Day Fall of 1956 and Little Bond Party, I pronounced it, sorry, and Somewhat Like It Hot in 1959, and that's Rebel Mental in Yankee in 1983, and it's Papa Mouse Curses. I pronounced it anyway. Papa Mouse Curses, and I mean film American Tail of 1986 and sequels. He also made appearances on episodes of The Twilight Zone, Gilligan's Island, Hawaii Five-O, and Law and Order. He was born in British Monday, Palestine, and on August 2nd, 1919, to Pazia, New Home in 1887 to 1963, and Shulman passed off in 1885 to 1961. Wow. Okay. His father was who was a silversmith, jeweler, and art teacher. Okay. Dedicated to what that there was a better prospects in the United States, and that initially emerged in his own. Wow. It's another 6 years before he was eventually searched and was able to 1920 die to bring over this wife. Wow. 3 sons, Boaz, Haziam, Nesmith, and 2 daughters, Tamar and Julia, Julia, anyway. At first, the family lived in an apartment in Williamsburg area, Brooklyn, before eventually moving to Bronx. His parents later returned to Israel. Wow. He attended the Hebrew Technical Institute, graduated in 1937, and was electrician trained. And he was had received an institute where he was able to attain a job in the subway signal meditates worker, which paid him $38 a week, which was more than his father who was earning at the time. He was drafted by the United States Army in early 1942 and serving during World War II until 1945. He was signed to the acting company that would entertain troops around the world. After the war, he worked as a subway electrician, maintaining signals when he was while he was began his personal acting career in New York Theater in 1947. He was accepted at the studio, okay, and was one of the 26 members, and he began his class taught by Ala Kazan, okay, along with Martin Boston, Julie Harris, Kim Hunter, Corey Leachman, and James Whitmore. He began his acting career in 1948. His acting career, when he first bit part, was in the 1948 film noir Naked City, okay? Among his early film roles was in Taxi Driver during this I Could Have Been a Conductor scene on the Waterfront in 1954. Anyway. The counted Holiday Fall with Humphrey Bogart and Wild Seagull in 1956, and the Gangster Boss Miss Will Bond Party, Perry of Little Caesar, and Billy Wire, sort of classic, Somewhat Like It Hot in 1959. Wow. And it appeared again with Seeger in Al Capone in 1959. He also appeared in supporting roles in films such as The Caballeros in 1961, Great Stories Ever Lived, told in 1955. Anyway. In the film Yarny in 1983, Parsons portrayed the father of Parsley Robert Streisand's character, okay? He appeared in his comedy films Twins in 1988, which is amazing to me, you know? That was my grandmother's last movies. If she watches now, my grandmother Craig, this is for you. Anyway. And the American Tail animated film series as Papa Mouse Kenswitz, okay? His last movie was Four Faces in 1999. The last film to be directed by Ted Post, okay? His many television credits, including Five Fingers, The Moment of Truth, The Big Valley, Legend of General, Parts 1 and 2 episode, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Art of Cold episode, The Twilight Zone, Judgment Night, The Untouchable 6 episodes, including 3 episodes of Jake Gracie from Gilsick, okay, Regardless of My May, Signature Role, Naked Sea, World 66, 2 episodes, Seaway, Lost Voyage, episode 965, Legend of Jesse James, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Gunsmoke, Columbia, Now You See Him episode, Gillian Zara is the title character in the episode, The Detainer. The favorite episode was the show's career. It was also the career of Brady Bunch at the time. Sure, the Swatch, and it's basically inspired me to do the Brady Bunch, you know, in 2009. Anyway, The Wild West, the High Carpenter episode, Fiesta in 1970, The Y50, 7 episodes, Cannon, Harry Queen, The Adventures of Paris Cruise episode, Mission Impossible 3 episodes, Am 12 Minute episode, The Mod Squad, Barry Miller 3 episodes, and Star Trek The Next Generation, most towards 1990. He appears as Eastern Allowance leader in the Battlestar Galeria's episode, Experiment of Terror in 1979. Retirement from acting and death. Okay. Parsons retired from acting in 1999, but paid, especially in watercolors. Wow. His memoir, Made Spaces of the Hamsmith, anyway, was published in the On-Road Company in July 2021. Before his death, he lived in Camarillo, California. Wow, okay. He died on April 5th, 2022 at the age of 102 of heart failure in the Rehabilitation Faculty in St. Louis, in Abascal, California. His personal life began in 1951 when Parsons married Tia Parsons, who had served as a nurse with the Department the Inside Fight Force of the Haganah during the 1948 Israel War. She died of cancer in 2021. The couple had 4 children: Jeffrey, Dad, Perry, and Dia. Anyway, my next topic has to do with Bobby Ryder, okay? Better known as Robert Louis Ryder, have announced it. His stage name is Bobby Ryder, okay? Was an American singer and actor whose namely performed in rock and roll and traditional pop music, which I'm not into. But anyway, in the early 1960s, he was eventually a teen idol. His most well-known songs include Wild One Valera cover. And in 1963, he appeared in the musical film Bye Bye Birdie. In the 1980s, he joined a trio called the Good Golden Boys, okay, with fellow former teen idols Frankie Avalon and Fabian Foy. He continued this tour up until his death. Okay. He was born in April 26, 1942, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and was the son of Rodell, the Sobeliza, and Avio Al Rapiriello, have announced it. He grew up in the Rover Noah Messick, have announced it, neighborhood of South Philadelphia. His personal career started in 1950, okay? Excuse me. On a television series, Paul Whiteman's TBT club after he won the talent show and getting spotted at the cast, where he remained for several years, okay? He suddenly changed his name to Bobby Ryder, and he played in several bands in the Philadelphia area, and released 3 accessible singles with small companies. He signed a recording contract with Cameo Records, okay? After a couple flops, Kissing Time was made at charts in 1959. And in May 1960, Rayo toured Australia with the Every Brothers, Billy Crash Choir, okay? Marv Johnson, the Champs, the Crickets, and Wally Lee, okay? His second success was We Got Love, okay? The album of the same name. His first sold 1 million copies and was attained gold disc status, while one followed with Little Boy Big Girl. Excuse me, spoke anyway. It was his his second million single, okay? Misspoke anyway. He continued releasing his hit songs with Swing School, with this backup by Diggy Lane, okay? And Fall later that year. Was sold over 1 million copies. He performed as a copywriter in New York City in 1961, where he was the youngest performer to headline a nightclub. In 1961, in February, he appeared at the Festival du Rock at the Palace des Ports de Paris in Paris, France. Wow. Incessant Profess, led by his father Adro, a foreman of the Electrical Night Corman Company in Philadelphia, to reside in 1961. That same year, that is. After 22 years to become his son's road manager. Wow. Riles released the song Railroad Ways, anyway, in 1963, and reached number 17 in the Billboard Hot 100. Wow. Charts, and remained in the charts for 9 weeks. A mile on the Wildwood, New Jersey boardwalk, paid in 2014. Excuse me, misspoke anyway. Honors Ryder. Okay, excuse me, but anyway. Will's song plays in the community in the national spotlight. That same year, he played Hugo Peabody in the film version of Bye Bye Birdie, starring Anne Margaret and Dick Van Dyke. Okay? The original stage production of Bye Bye Birdie has no real speaking role because of Hugo. The movie script was rewritten especially to expand the part of Rio. Okay? In 2011, Sony Pictures digitally restored the film. Rio and Anne Margaret were in attendance of restoration of premiere in Beverly Hills in the Academy Motion Pictures Arts and Science. Wow. During the 1960s, Rio has numbers hits records in the Billboard 100 charts, okay? His recording careers earned him 34 top 100 charts. Wow. Placing in the top 5 artists in his area, Billboard, that is. They include his most popular successes, Wild One, that is. His highest scoring single at number 2, wow. Volvera, number 4. Swing School at number 5. Kissing Time at number 11. Sway at number 14. I got Bonnie at number 18. The Cha 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 at number 10. His last single chart success was Forget Him, was reached number 4 in the Hot 100 in January 1964. The song written by Tony Hatch was his 5th and final gold disc winner. Wow. Rail left Cameo Parkway Records in later that year and was signed with Capitol Records. That by that point, the British invasion has arrived in acts such as Rail suffering a dramatic deadline in popularity. Wow, okay. During this time, he performed in many television programs, including The Red Skeleton Show, with a recurring role was written for him by Red Skeleton. Wow. As Ziggy, Kyle Hopper, Clem's, Kyle Hopper's younger cousin. Wow. He was also appear on Dave Thomas Show, Jack Benny and Joey Bishop, and of course, um, George Burns show, okay? He was a regular on the Milton Burns show as a panelist to tell the truth in 1964. On October 6, 1964, he made a guest appearance on the episode Duel on the television series Combat. It was Ryder's first dramatic acting role. Wow. In 1963, Ryder starred in the unsold television pilot called Swinging Together, produced by Desolate Productions. Wow. Which featured him as the front man for the four-piece rock and roll band, singing their big break. Wow. It was also during that time that Ryder served as the Philadelphia Army National Guard, hiring for the engineers but too. Wow, okay. January 1968. It was announced that the UK music magazine, MEE that is, that Ryder has signed a long-term record contract with Spire Records. He continued to perform in nightclubs, superclubs, and Los Angeles venues throughout the 70s and 80s, but his career as hampered by Cambril Parkway catalog and by ABKCO Records' refusal to reissue Ryder's music. So the entire catalog was unavailable until 2005, although he recorded his hits in 1995 for K-Tel Records. He later will have one more hit in 1965, a disco re-record called Sway, which reached Billboard's Easy Listening charts in 1976. He continued to tour throughout the remainder of his life, with Frankie Avenue and Frampton Forte. They performed under the name of Golden Boys. His biography was published in 2016, one of my worst years ever. Anyway. In the Broadway musical drama Grease, his film production was the film sequel, Grease 2. The high school was named Ryder High after Ryder. Wow. In 2000, in the book The Beatles' Androgyny, page 696, Paul McCartney said, John Lennon and I wrote She Loves You together. There's a Bobby Ryder song out in that time, and it often happens. You figure all this one song when you wrote another. We planned an answering song, and a couple of us was saying She Loves You, and the other ones will answer yeah, yeah. And we described the economy idea, but at least when we have this idea, the song was called She Loves You. When we sat in the hotel bedroom for a few hours and wrote it, John and I sit on the twin beds with the guitars. No specific song that was given the Beatles advisory, but Bob Spitz, writing the Beatles biography that McCarthy originally monitored She Loves You, on Ryder's answering song called Swinging School, and Not Forget Him, as a commentary Doc Science. Wow. On the Oscar-winning film Green Book in 2018, Ryder was portrayed by the opening scenes by actor Von Dulles. Okay. Now we'll move on to personal life and health and death. Anyway, he was married to his first wife, Camille Quadmore Radwell, for 35 years in 1968 until her death in 2003. And they have two children. He married Linda Hoffman in 2009. He was a longtime resident of Penn Valley, Pennsylvania, lived in the same house from 1963 until a year I graduated high school in 2013. Wow. He canceled the 2012 Australia tour because his health has been determined, especially it was in need of urgent major surgery. Wow. On July 9, 2012, he underwent a double organ transplant to replace his liver and one kidney. Wow. At Thomas Jefferson University in his hometown, Philadelphia. Wow. On January 2013. Wow, okay. 6 months after double transplant surgery, he returned to the stage in Las Vegas and the three-night engagement to a sold-out audience. He continued to perform in the international return to Australia in 2014. He died of a combination of pneumonia at Jefferson Airport Hospital earlier this week. He was 79 years old. Now, for my next death topic has to do with Bruce Johnson, okay? He was an amazing journalist, okay? Best known as Chester's Bruce Johnson, okay? He was an American TV news anchorman to report for WUSA TV, number 9, that is, in Washington, D.C. He focused on politics and urban affairs as a journalist. In 2018, Johnson was honored as NATSAAS was born Governor's Award. He also won the Ted Yales Award in 1984, given only for the unanimous consent of the NATAS Boards of Directors. In 2003, Society of Professional Journalists inducted Johnson in the Hall of Fame. He was also a member of the Washington, D.C. Hall of Fame. Wow. He was born in Louisville, Kentucky on June 5th, 1950. Johnson attended Kentucky State University. Wow, okay. For 3 years before beginning his broadcast career in Cincinnati CBS affiliate WCPO TV. He transferred to Northern Kentucky University, where he graduated in 1973, same year as McNeil Lehrer did at Ryder hearings, that is, with a degree in political science. He later earned a master's degree in public affairs from the University of Cincinnati. In 2018, Johnson returned to AKU and the committee speaker. Wow. He was awarded his honorary doctorate degree. Okay. Professional career as a journalist. While still an undergraduate student, he began his career at WCPU TV, Cincinnati, Ohio. In 1976, he joined WUSA 9 TV and its CBS affiliate in Washington, D.C. He co-anchored Channel 9's 6 p.m. weekly newscast. Until 2019, he also anchored Off Script with Bruce Johnson, a weeknight 7 p.m. broadcast. Well, Johnson distinguished himself early in nominal news stories. Wow, okay. Including 1982 Washington Metro train derailment that killed 3 people and injured 25 others. Wow, okay. He covered the 1977 High stage where 12 gunmen sieged 3 Washington, D.C. buildings, held 149 hostage, and killed a radio journalist colleague. I felt worried for Bruce. Jeez. Anyway, and City Hall police officer later died in a heart attack in hospital. McNeil Lehrer needs to talk about this, but Lehrer died, you know. The early 90s saw him reporting and anchor the acclaimed Capitals of the World documentaries. Johnson was dispatched to Moscow, Paris, Scotland, Budapest, Tokyo, Dakar, and Bangkok. Okay. Johnson's assignments in 2010 included a trip to Port-au-Prince, okay, to cover a deadly earthquake in the aftermath in Haiti. In March 2013, Johnson reported live from Rome on the election of Pope Francis. Wow. Years before, he was covered the Vatican installation of Washington's Archbishop Carnival Fyodor Mikhailik, okay? For Washington, D.C., Johnson covered the visits of Pope Benedict, 16, never mind, and Pope Francis. Wow. He covered the rise, fall, and rise again of D.C.'s best known of controversial local politicians. The late D.C. mayor, controversial member Martin Barry, including Barry's arrest in Vista's hotel for smoking crack cocaine. Oh, jeez. Anyway, his prison sentence and return to election presidential office. Before his death, the mayor of life, Martin Barry, is as a struggle to his family and staff that Johnson would be able to the only journalist to speak at the public funeral. Wow. Which drew thousands. Johnson explained to the crowd, "I'm thankful to Martin buried on him my career." Wow. Anyway, in '92, John suffered a heart attack while covering a news story in Washington, D.C. He had just interviewed drug dealers, working for the next to a few summer jobs program hosted to D.C. Mayor Sarah Pratt Kelly. He felt it tight in his chest, and the cameraman drove him to the local firehouse. Wow. Firefighters transported Johnson to a hospital where doctors discovered he had suffered a major heart attack. Offering Whitford as a widowmaker. He was 42 years old at that time frame, but it was part of recovery. Bruce Johnson trained that was completed his 26.2 mile Marine Corps Marathon, Washington Marine Corps Marathon. Okay. He also offered a book, Heart to Heart. Okay. Featuring stories of reverse comeback after stories of 11 other males and female career survivors. The book was also published by People's Medical Publishing Home of China. Johnson traveled to Beijing and Shanghai to promote the book. Wow. Johnson also offered a second book in 2012, All or Nothing, and the Victor Page story, which documents the life of former NBA prospect Victor Page. There's also two books in that time frame, 2009 and 2012 at the time frame. Anyway, awards and recognitions, okay? Johnson was honored by many organizations as part of his journalism and volunteer work in the District of Columbia surrounding areas, okay? In 83 and 84, Johnson earned his 10 Yates Award, given over the anonymous concert in the Board of Governors and the National Academy of Technical Arts and Science, Television Arts and Science, NATAS for short. This was given the initial, was demonstrated outstanding professional and personal qualities, and there was combination in national capital because having announced it based on religion, television, news, and public affairs. In 2003, Johnson was voted into the Society of Professional Journalists Hall of Fame. The D.C. Council also recognized him as one of the nation's best urban affairs and investment journalists. Wow. In 2007, Johnson was a local Emmy for his report. That resulted in much needed repairs in Duke Ellison's School of the Arts. Okay, he captured multiple Emmys for this report on the city's violent crack epidemic in the 80s and 90s, and the public of DC's inner city youth. Over the years, he won 22 Emmy Awards. Wow. Okay. Cowboys President Club awarded Johnson its Commendation Award of Excellence in 1990. It imitates the NATAS Silver Circle, the member of the Washington, D.C. Hall of Fame. Johnson received the Doctors National Award for the Association of Black Colorists in 2011. In June 2018, he was honored the Board of Governors Award for National Academy of Television Arts and Science, NATAS for short. Anyway, in 2018, Johnson became a life member of Mount Red Hearts, okay? National industry organization for men, women, and children around covering crime issues, okay? Throughout the public speaking, interviews, and his website, Bruce Johnson Heart to Heart, okay? He encouraged healthy lifestyles. His effort included a 3-part television series that won national recognition of the American Heart Association. And the documentary about the Association of Black Colorists, ABC for short. Anyway, titled Before You Eat the Church Food, Watch This Video. Later life and death. Joshua was married to 3 adult children and 5 grandchildren. He enjoyed both biking and he practiced yoga. He was a comic summation before he decided to pursue both acting and journalism. He died on earlier last week, which is last Sunday. He was after a heart attack in Lewis, Delaware. He was 71 years old. I'll do my last death topic right now, and then we'll do one more, and I'll get to our last topic, and that's just me. Anyway, now we're going to last topic. Anyway, Estelle Harris. Anyway, she was best known as Estelle Harris Nussbaum. Anyway, was an American actress known for her astonishing shrill, grating voice. Wow. She was best known for her role as George's mother, still, Cosnero have announced it, on Seinfeld, and other roles including the roles of Mrs. Potato Head, the Toy Story franchise, Mario in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and Mama Grady in Toy Story Tarzan 2, okay? She was born in the Hell's Kitchen neighborhood in Manhattan on April 22nd, 1928. The younger two daughters of Isaac Era and Anna Nussbaum, Polish Jewish immigrants who owned a candy store, okay? She moved to Thompson, Pennsylvania when she was 7 years old to live with her aunt and uncle, okay? Who was asked her father who worked in the candy store. She graduated Turnham High School. Her career began when after her children grew up, Harris produced acting and received every success in television commercial, okay? Even logged in 23 spots in a year at one point, okay? And the best, most famous commercials he ever energetically singing in the praise of Henny Rap number 2, okay? In 1937, Harris began a long format acting career in the film Looking Up, okay? About 3 generations of working class Jewish family in New York City, she began widely working, known for her supporting role as Eslet Confidential in Seinfeld. In Star Trek Voyager, she portrayed the old woman who was actually a projection of Nassau's spirit. Excuse me, anyway. In the first season Voyager episode, Scared Ground, which aired on October 20th, 1996, she played a small role as Bridget out to sea in 1997. Then in Toy Story 2 to 1999, she provided the voice of Mrs. Potato Head, and would continue to provide the role until the franchise. In 2005, she ended her voice as Mama Greta in Toy Story Tarzan 2. And in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, has a recurring role as Mario. And in 2007, she appeared as Brad Grassley's music video for the song Online. High provided the role as Mrs. Potato Head in Toy Story 3, and she played Beatrice Crashwell's the mother of GB, the founder, Hillary Crystal, and GB 2013. Wow. However, voice work included Lulu and Dave the Barbarian, which I like as a kid. Anyway, Mama Glipsky and Kim Possible, again, which I like as a kid. Velma in the Power Family, which I seen as a little kid, growing up, chilling up. Anyway, Mrs. Toad, Mickey Mouse Works, and House of Mouse. Again, I grew up with the show. Death's Mother and Family Guy. I grew up with the show, by the way. The Old Lady Bear and Barbara Bear, I saw in Fears. I'm glad to see in Fears. And Audrey in Home and Range. Again, I'm glad to see that in Fears. She also provided the voice of Marty's wife in the American Dad episode in Country Club, okay? Harris provided his role as Mr. Potato Head in Toy Story 4 2019, which is her final role. In 1952, Harris met window treatment salesman Cy Harris at a dance. 6 months later, they were married. They have 2 sons, Eric, born in 1957, and Glenn, born in 1961, and a daughter, Taryn, in 1964. Eric is a social worker. Glenn was a music promoter who dubbed as his mother's unofficial manager, and Tara was a former Nashville County police officer retired on disability. Wow. Harris also had 3 grandsons and one great-grandson. Once her children started school, Harris first acting roles. Wow. First in Amateur Productions, then Spear and commercials. Then September 20th, 2001, the couple's car blew a tire and flipped twice. Wow. But they managed to escape serious injuries. He died on January 11th, 2021. Then, that following April 2nd, 2022, She died of natural causes in her home in Palm Desert, California. She was 93 years old. Now let's move on to a moment of silent reflection regarding these 5 people right now. Thank you. Rest in peace to these 5 people. Ray Allen, rest in peace. I can't pronounce his name. Rest in peace. Bobby Ryder, rest in peace. Bruce Johnson, Estelle Harris. Now we'll move on to my last topic, which is, of course, Will Smith banned from the Oscars for 10 years. And then we'll wrap this up. Anyway, the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts, and Science has banned Will Smith for that 10 all-Academy events, including the Oscars, for the next 10 years. Multiple news outlets reported Friday, following the slap of comedian Chris Rock at the Oscar ceremony, that the key facts were as follows, okay? Academy President David Rubin, CEO Don Hudson had said in the names to multiple media outlets, Smith shall not be permitted to attend. Oh, hold on one sec. Anyway, any Academy events or programs, in person or variety, including but not limited to Academy Awards, for 10 years, starting yesterday, that's terrifying, I know. Smith's organization of the Academy Awards and bans for future events does not prevent him from being nominated for winning future awards. Wow. In the letter, Robin and Hudson apologized for failing to and obviously address the situation in the room and expressed deep gratitude to Rock and maintain his composure under extraordinary circumstances. Okay, Cabby began proceeding against Smith on March 30th, and to originally schedule a board meeting to discuss possible punishments for April 18th. But rumor moved up the meeting after Smith regarding the Cabby last week, as the group was no longer originally required to provide him a 15-day notice, but he can be suspended or expelled. Wow. Cabby's board of governors and his 54-person group made up of professionals for every film industry, despite line. Wow. Including actors Whoopi Goldberg and director Steven Spielberg, which is one of my least favorite directors. Anyway. Okay, moving on. Key background, okay? Long joke about Smith's wife, okay? Jada Pinkett Smith, who has lost her hair due to aplasia. Wow. An automental disorder during the Academy Awards ceremony last month. Wow. Smith walked on stage and slapped Rock after the joke before returning to the seat and yelled at Rock, "Keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth." Wow. Smith apologized to Rock, and then the Academy Motion Picture Science in the Instagram post that the day after the ceremony, Rock declined to apologize to the police report. Wow. And said during the stand-up show in Boston he was still kind of processing, wow, what had happened. Wow. Smith resigned from the Academy Awards last week and said he would accept any punishment imposed on him by the group. Sales on Smith's lawyer, Will, surged in the week following the award ceremony. The book is number 1 on the non-fiction hardcover New York Times bestseller list, and number 2 on the book combined book, print, ebook non-fiction list. And while his book sales are up, wow, Smith's body plunged after the slap. According to the Morning Consult poll released last week, about 50% of Americans view Smith favorably after the slap down to 80% in January 2020. Wow. This is shocking, I know. And that was my topics for today. Give me a moment to minimize this real quick because I'm not going to be spoiled. But anyway. And, yeah. And that was the Crazy Bunch's web show, episode number 60. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next one, which is going to be an Easter episode coming your way next week. And then 2 weeks from now, there won't be an episode. So I thought there won't be an episode next week. But unfortunately, there will be an episode next week. Because I have 2 shows. One for Friday, one for Saturday. Because after this, I gotta spend more time with my dad. Because plus, I won't be bowling on Friday. So be look out for that on Saturday. So I won't be going there. So there you go. That's what's fine by me. But anyway, no hard feelings. But that's just me. Till next time, Sue Jarvis and bye. Peace out, baby. We get more Crazy Bunch's web shows, guys. Till then, just out. See ya.